Hello, my beautiful peoples. Welcome back to the I Self Reflect podcast. I'm your host, Lauriano Mercado. Finally, a face to the audio version that some of you have listened to in the I Self Reflect podcast on many different channels. But uh, this is the year to finally get out of your comfort zone. And I must say, I feel really, really uncomfortable being in front of a camera and some lighting. This is definitely new to me, but I figure that it was right timing and it was only right to be able to do so now, just to just to get out of the box and be a little uncomfortable. And so with these next couple of podcasts here, I just kind of want to invite you to get to know me first, and then I really want to deep dive into some stuff. So the I Self Reflect podcast is embarking on a journey of self-reflection. I want to empower the human mind to really think outside the box and to know your true potential. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a guy that knows everything in the world. I'm not saying I'm always right, and I'm definitely not your guru. But I figure with a platform like this, we can start a journey together to help ourselves, and then with that, with everybody else afterwards, to help grow and heal, or just even tell your story. Because with one life to live on this planet, it's just interesting with the infinite things that we're capable of doing that a lot of people just don't know of, or just are too busy to really explore. And so I invite you to mind jam with me. I want you guys get involved in the comment sections. Tell your story. Let's talk about everything and anything. I want to spark some new ideas because this is going to be a really interesting ride. And I'm sure for those of you already listening or watching, you've already had an interesting life already, right? And you've had some crazy shit go on, whether it's thoughts, manifestations, the life you've just lived, people around you, the whole world and its beautiful chaos. So this will be a platform to really self-reflect and deep dive into those things and those mysteries that are hidden inside of the box, but they're really just right in front of us. And so I want to create this community of growth all together. And by doing so, I would doing it from my point of view, but I really want to invite you guys here on. I'm using a platform to where I can actually have guests come on throughout the whole world. And so if you're ever interested in that, please leave a comment or a like and let me know what you think. And just to begin, I kind of want to tell you how this all started, this I self reflect, at least for myself. I've always been, I can't remember, when I was like a little kid, there was just some spark in me that wanted to have some impact on the world. I used to tell my friends and family that I wanted to change the world. And it'd be kind of silly, this over exaggerated idea of changing the world, which is laughable to some, which I've gotten a couple laughs about it, but I'm a full believer in my dreams and the passion of love. And I believe that's where it stems from. But I remember this one night in early 2017, I I was doing a couple of different things, job wise and this and that, and I was trying to find my true passion, so to say. So I had to get back to this root cause of who I thought was me. And I wanted to go back to me, this child heart, very playful, very loving. And so I wanted to stem from there. And so right before I went to bed, I just kind of like thought out loud, thought in my head of, all right, please give me some conscious idea. Give me some channel or avenue, some spark, so to say, to embark me on my next journey of where I'm supposed to be, or just something. I was kind of talking to my higher self, the higher power, higher beings, whatever you want to call it. And I remember just lying in bed and just kind of like, we're in that weird state of half asleep and half awake, to where it's kind of like you can kind of peek, like the dreams are coming in and out, stuff like that. And this literally just popped up like as like a vivid lucid dream, so to say. And I was seeing it, and I was wearing a t-shirt in there, and I walked by a mirror, and the mirror ended up being mirror image. And right then and then I just like sat up bed, wrote it down. I was like, this is it. So this started actually creating an apparel brand, an online apparel brand called uh, I Self Reflect. And so what it is, it's positive affirmations that are mirror images, such as this one, think, love, then speak. And with the premise there, I wanted it to be self empowerment for the individual by telling their own subconscious and conscious mind these positive affirmations. And this really sparked off of me because I really didn't have a whole lot of close people around me, and not a whole lot of friends or family. And so anytime I was feeling like I was in a rut or just down in the slums, I needed to pick me up. And it's one of those things we like to rely on other people to kind of like do for ourselves, and people can be crutches like that. But in any sort of relationship, I'm a firm believer that the person should be 1%, and you should meet somebody else who's 100%. That way, you guys together make 200%. And so I knew I had to start this journey from with myself from within. So if I was feeling low or confused or lost or in a rut, I was like, pick yourself up. And I was like, come on, man, you got this. What do you got? And so it embarked on the t-shirts. And you know how people will live like sticky notes, like, in their doorways or in their mirrors in their bathrooms to remind themselves that they are beautiful, to stay positive and stay humble, or you're amazing, or you got this. So it's that same premise, just on a t shirt. That way, I felt like if you wore this and you were out and about and you saw yourself in a reflection of a building, or if you just had to take a pause break for yourself and just went to a bathroom and you just saw yourself in the mirror with the shirt on, you had that same remembrance. And I wanted to fully power people like a battery for themselves 24 hours in the day. And so that's where it really came from. And then with that, it was hard to get my messages across because, to be honest, I'm kind of shy to be on camera, and it's just a new thing for me. So I never got to tell the story fully and from the heart like I really wanted to. But hence, here we are. Time to get uncomfortable, right? It's time. Because nonetheless, it's a beautiful thing, and I'm really excited. I'm really passionate about this. I call this my passion project, and I just love to do that. I love to create that positivity in people's lives and world, but really just to reflect the mirror back to them and be like, "No, you have it. Don't you see it? It's you." And it's just going to be a wonderful, magical ride if you guys want to join me on all of this, because I want you all to be a part of this. And so, hence, I extend that to the podcast version to really explain to get deep down and analytical about ideas, thoughts, perceptions, how we can manifest. Because I'm still learning all these things as well, and I love reading books. I love mind jamming with people, and I figure why not speak to the world and develop a whole world community where we can share our own stories together. Because I'm a firm believer we're just mirror images of each other, right? We all have same but different emotions, but with we can encompass all that together and realize we're actually not so different after all, because we all live on this beautiful planet, and it's just going to be very interesting. So I invite you to join me on this journey. You know, um, you can find this podcast, on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all platforms where you might listen to podcasts. And I invite you to come on in and join me on this journey. And wanted to create a safe space. I'm not a big fan of judgment at all, and it's one of those things. We all have our own story to tell, and we're actually still continuing to write them, and it's just a beautiful part. And so, without handing anybody else's your pen to write your own story, I want people to empower themselves to write their best versions in their stories, but kind of expand their mind and awareness with no judgment involved, and see if we can help each other spark these different perspectives and ideas, and be like, wow, I never saw it that way, but thank you. This actually helps me write this next paragraph of my life, and that's what I want to create. And so with that said, I'm actually going to create another one here soon, and I actually want to deep dive into here right after this to talk about what I first started with the last video about being scared of success and the new year to come. So I invite you all to join me on that. And with that said, I love you all, and let's begin the journey.